To a lot of people, the Xbox 360 and the era it was in was very special. We had massive titles like Halo 3, Gears of War, Mass Effect, Bioshock, Oblivion, but something else made this generation feel extra special: the special edition Xbox 360 consoles. Microsoft went wild with these. We're talking everything from translucent glowing shells, custom sound effects, and even bright yellow Simpsons consoles. But these consoles weren't just hardware, they were status symbols, collector's items, and in some cases almost works of art. Today we're going to look back at the coolest, rarest, and most unforgettable Xbox 360 special editions. Back then when you thought about Xbox, the first thing that would come to mind was Halo. Microsoft leaned hard into that connection, and over the years we saw multiple Halo themed Xbox 360s, and they kept getting better. First up was the Halo 3 console from 2007, and this dropped a few weeks before Halo 3's launch. One of the many ways at the time Microsoft were building the already massive hype for Halo 3's launch. It was military green and with gold accents, bundled with a matching controller, a massive for the time 20GB hard drive, and a headset. As the console was released before the game wasn't included in the bundle. However, you got a code for an Xbox Live trial, so essentially you were up and running for playing Halo 3 online at launch. For Halo fans, this was the 360 to own. Next up was the Halo Reach console from 2010. This one tied into Bungie's last Halo title that they made, and Microsoft went all out. It had a sleek silver UNSC design, 2 matching controllers, a 250GB hard drive, and the best part? It featured custom Halo sound effects when you powered it on and opened the tray. It made your console feel like it was part of the Halo universe. Finally, we have the Halo 4 console from 2012. When the game launched, 343 Industries wanted to make a statement. The console had a translucent dark casing with glowing blue highlights, plus 2 blue ring controllers. It also had Halo themed startup and eject sounds. This is one I would love to get my hands on as it's such an eye-catching design. I've never played Halo 4, but I love the console based on the game. Of course, Halo wasn't the only series to get the spotlight. Microsoft loved partnering with big franchises to release themed systems. We had the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 console, which was released in 2009. This console had a slick black and silver design with the MW2 logo etched on the top. It came with a massive 250GB hard drive, the largest at the time, 2 controllers, and a copy of the game. This was also the first bundle to include 2 controllers, which was huge at the time as split screen was a huge thing back then. We have the Gears of War 3 console from 2011. This crimson red beast was covered in a dark Gears logo and came with 2 blood red controllers. Like the Halo consoles, it featured custom sound effects. The bundle also came with a 320GB hard drive, and this was massive for 2011. Now, I actually had this console back in the day, and I got it for 2 reasons. 1, I love the Gears franchise and the look of this console. 2, it had a dedicated USB port for the Kinect, which I just picked up at the time. Then we have the Kinect Star Wars console from 2012. One of the most creative consoles ever made, and in my opinion, the most memorable and the most talked about. The 360 was redesigned to look like R2-D2. The controller was gold to match C-3PO, and even the Kinect sensor had a Star Wars twist. The best part? Instead of the usual sounds, the console made R2-D2 beeps and bloops. Even though a lot of people say the Kinect Star Wars game wasn't great, the console is still beloved, and I remember when it came out, everyone was talking about it, everyone wanted it, because this was like a big deal. Now, this is where things get really fun. The rare and downright weird editions. These are the consoles you almost never saw in person. We have the Simpsons movie console from 2007. It was released to promote the Simpsons movie. This bright yellow Xbox 360 featured Homer's face on the side of the console. Only 100 of these were made, given away in contest, and they're insanely rare today. One sold for thousands on eBay. I would love to get one of these consoles. As a massive Simpsons fan, I feel like I should have this in my collection. However, the chance of me getting one of these at an affordable price is extremely slim. A man can dream though. We have the Resident Evil 5 red console from 2009. Glossy red finish, bundled with a red controller and the game. It wasn't super rare, but it's one of the flashiest looking consoles of the era. I actually worked the Resident Evil 5 launch when I worked at a local game store, and I remember selling this console to many happy Resident Evil fans. I wasn't interested in the game, but I loved the deep red console and the controller. Then we have the Final Fantasy XIII console, which was released in Japan in 2009. In Japan, Xbox wasn't as popular as PlayStation, so Microsoft made strides to change the tide. At first glance, this Xbox 360 looks like a standard white console. However, if you check the hard drive, rather than having the memory printed on it, the Final Fantasy XIII logo is there. Even though it's only a small difference between this and the standard edition, it's a collector's item for fans of the series. Microsoft also made tons of one-off systems for giveaways, themed after Batman Arkham City, Tomb Raider, Transformers, even EA and McDonald's had a console. So why do these consoles still matter today? First, they were a part of the magic of the 360 era. This is when Microsoft really cared about making the console an extension of your fandom. You weren't just buying a machine, you were buying into an experience. Second, they're incredible collector's items now. Prices vary, but some consoles go for serious money. A Halo 4 bundle might sell for like 400 to 500, a Gears 3 console maybe 300, the Simpsons console, that can hit $2,000 if it's complete. The little time capsules of the gaming world in the late 2000s and early 2010s, when tie-ins and customization were everywhere. Similar to the faceplates that were available for the original Xbox 360. However, that's a conversation for another day. So that's the story of the Xbox 360's special edition consoles. From Halo to Star Wars to The Simpsons, Microsoft gave us some of the most unique hardware designs gaming has ever seen. Which one was your favourite? Do you own any of these? Or maybe you always dreamed of tracking one down? Let me know in the comments and let's chat about these special edition consoles. As it's YouTube, we have to say the things like feel free to like, subscribe and all that good stuff. Thanks for watching and hopefully I'll see you next time.